It says it's called Fragments, Lost to Mortum, and the cover is pages being ripped out of a book.
Lost to Mortum.
Lost to Mortum. Yeah. Yeah, I'll read it. We, as a peoples, have struggled incessantly to transmute and harness the power of the soul. However, the power of Mortum is, unsurprisingly, strong. His grip is immediate and swift, dragging any and all souls to his domain. Trees, grass, mice, deer, elf, and human. It matters not what species you belong, to what species you belong. His swiftness remains the same. What's more is that the spirit is willing, traveling expediently to their new home without a hesitation, without struggle. This has proved exhausting for our efforts, as it leaves not even a moment for us to snare the soul to this plane. Curiously, as necromancy has proven to us over the centuries of its use, a body acts as an anchor for the soul, or at least part of the soul. However, the energy of the soul is being utilized by the body, whether that be a body of minerals, iron, or flesh. The soul expends its boundless energy upon the operation of said form. Therefore, necromancy can only get us so far, which brings me to the subject at hand: humanity and doppelgangers. Necromancy is commonly referred to as the magic of humanity, as they were the first recorded mortal beings to use it, and use it they did, extensively so. Battles have been won and lost by their power over death, unrivaled in their ability to manipulate souls. This power over death is much discussed, after all. Why does humankind have such a dominion over necromancy? But that is for another time. For now, we discuss the shortcomings of such magics and those that wield it. As I said, necromancy is a temporary solution to a greater problem. Their ambitions know no bounds, and neither does their greed. Greed. This looked at, yep, see it's torn here. This is looked at rather negatively, though. Sometimes sifting through shit needs some gold. Nets some gold. They appear to grasp magic rather easily for their lifespan. Some of the greatest magic users ever to exist have been human. Case in point, the demigods. Though no human has grasped power as we seek to, or at least that's what we thought. Right, didn't we read about how the only willing conduit that the elves finally found was was a human? Yeah. In our exploration of the soul and through our extensive research, we discovered the existence of a blade, aptly named the Harmony of Balanzar. By the humans that wield it, this blade supposedly traps the souls of those who it cuts down within itself. If true, this is by far the most powerful artifact to have ever been discovered. So, how did it go without notice for so long? How have the High Elves not stripped them of such power? Most importantly, how did this come to being? What does Balanzar, the Titan of Chaos, have to do with souls? By what power of Balanzar was a blade that traps souls made? How did the humans find it? First, demigods, and now a weapon of insurmountable power. The power of the soul is immense, enough to power the body of an elf for over 3,000 years. Imagine harnessed within a blade. It should surprise no one that despite the power of the gods at their fingertips, they still find themselves subjugated by a dragon. Regardless, this blade is proof that this power is possible, that it can be done. In regards to the blade, through our research, we also found a possible interesting correlation that led to more research. Wherever the blade was reportedly held, within the city of Cret de la mostly, doppelgangers began to be seen in moderate numbers. Having nothing but time and an insatiable appetite for knowledge, we investigated further, capturing a doppelganger. We experimented upon the being extensively. Through conducted arcane, physical, and psychological experiments, we discovered something quite miraculous. The doppelganger resonates strange, unknown magic, does not require food, water, or even air to survive. Yeah, and it strives above all else to consume another's body, stealing it for its own use. We allowed the creature to consume another, a goblin we had captured not too long ago, and we examined the process. We restrained answers, very agile. First, the doppelganger chased the goblin with ferocity and vigor. However, before I go further, I must give credit where credit is due. The goblins of Varentuk's spine are quite nimble and well versed in their abilities. Truxie of the Lashring goblins fought with great skill. Huh?
I've heard that name before.
Truxie?
Yes.
In the letter.
The suicide note.
Yeah.
This is the same handwriting on that note, just so you're
Oh no! Oh no!
I will, at the very least, remember your sacrifice for our cause. Secondly, after the goblin's valiant effort, the doppelganger caught her and began to shove its faceless visage viciously into the side of the goblin's face, slowly consuming it with its black and greasy form. After about 5 minutes, what was left was the seasoned body of that same goblin, or so it seemed. The injuries the goblin had sustained were now healed, no sign of them, and their hair fresh as babies. The goblin laid motionless for about 8 minutes before coming to. However, the most curious thing happened. They acted, spoke, and remembered things as if it were Truxie. Speaking, seemingly, nothing had changed. The debates were endless. Some believed the doppelganger to have simply absorbed into the goblin. Others believed the doppelganger was too weak from our experimentation to create another copy of the goblin. And others thought that the goblin had simply already been a doppelganger to begin with. All of it was conjecture, so we simply observed. Weeks went on, and the goblin remained the same, scrappy and acting just as you'd expect a goblin to behave, but on the second month, we began to see changes. Very subtle changes. The goblin began to forget her own name, claiming her name was Tuxie. When corrected, she would protest, claiming to have said the correct name. Proceeding that, she began to act differently physically, walking in a more nonchalant manner and acting less sporadic. This behavior was monitored for quite some time. Intermittent bursts of multiple personalities and erratic behavior. However, after about 2 months, the behavior shifted entirely. The moment it occurred was strange, and I remember it well. Truxie looked at me as we spoke, which I began to do frequently, and bid me farewell. In her own way, in mere moments after that, I knew I was looking at a different person entirely, just wearing Truxie's face. It was surreal, like watching someone die without the body to act as a vessel for my mourning. We laid the goblin's body to rest the next day, deriving all the information we needed from the experimentation. After much discussion, we believed to have come across a discovery that may shake the foundations of our world. Before setting it upon Truxie, we attempted to transmute the energy of the creature, but there was little left to use. Of it all expended to create a horrific visage. Only enough to find a vessel, not enough to live, it seems. But does this contradict my original statement? It does indeed. Why are these souls left behind by Mortum? Why are they allowed to roam in suffering, creating sledge-like forms to steal another's life? We believe it's simply because Mortum no longer recognizes it as a soul, twisted and morphed into something the god of death doesn't even know to save. This is also exacerbated by the most likely fact that it is but a fragment of a soul, making it even harder to find. Fragmentation of the soul may be the key to our dilemma, by capturing the soul within an item so as to shape it to something new. Moreover, many overlooked when examining our research one of the most important findings, the strange magic emanating from its form. What is this magic? If this is a soul, then what could it mean? Is the soul magical? For certain, this is the topic for an entirely new set of research, though. The question still lingers in my mind. This strange discovery led us back to the blade. Harmony of Balazar. Why would these fragmented souls accumulate around where the blade resides? Well, it could be drawing them towards it, or possibly fragments have escaped from the blade. There's no way to tell at this point, due to the unknown whereabouts of the blade, though. Perhaps one day we can find it. However, that weighs so heavily upon me is what happened to Truxie. Our existences were not too different, hers and ours, merely a different vessel. One must wonder where a soul that is lost by such a being as a doppelganger goes. Was it consumed to feed the power the fragmented soul required? That does seem the most likely answer, though I must force myself not to think such a thing. I do not believe I could look at myself in the mirror. Perhaps I just won't. Vivian. You understand?
But Hector isn't like that.
I think he knows where the blade is.
I know where the blade is.
You
That's
know
not what I'm talking about.
That's not what. It would only make sense that maybe he's attempting to find the other fragments of his soul and make himself whole again, right? If he has that much agency.
That does not remind you of Hector.
What?
Okay, good. Oh, Jesus
What do you
fucking
mean?
Christ.
Reminds you of someone else. Who forgot their name but persisted that they did know it? Who acted differently and had multiple personalities, seemingly?
Not Hector?
Kenan?
Shadow on Stone?
I was right! Oh, all those times I said it was suspicious that he didn't know his fucking name! I was right! Ah!
Wait, what? I don't know. It sounds awfully like Hector to me.
Siren clenches his fist.
Wait, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. Did he do, I'm sorry, I can't remember. Was he acting that way before Hector did the...
Wait, so I had this, you weren't there.
No, I
You
was
weren't in
not.
Cretola.
I
I
never
thought it
went
was
to Cretola.
Nossew who was drawn to the sword in Cretola.
No, it was
It
Kenan.
was Kenan.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Oh, shit!
That's why I was like, you know what the sword is.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, there's a sword.
No.
It was about 2 months after the dungeon that he started using magic and forgetting his name.
Oh, he started using magic too. And we thought it was some hidden backstory. What spell did he use?
He binded me.
He used a blood hunting.
Who's he? I'm confused.
Ethan doesn't know that.
No, Yufin doesn't know. But if Vivian is freaking out, if Vivian is freaking out, Nasu's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
we're in Vivian's head right now.
yeah.
The Osiren in Vivian's head is screaming, Hector!